consider the case of the Phillipe Coutinho transfer. Did Phillipe Coutinho have the right to refuse playing for Liverpool because he wanted to move to another team? So first we're gonna put on first four. Oh.
I think Phillipe Coutinho shows that you stand to have Barcelona. He used to make interview that Barca is the team that he really wants to join. In that season, Liverpool have not chance to win the Premier League like this season. This is a good opportunity for Coutinho to be more famous than the role in after league. So we think that Coutinho has the right to refuse playing for Liverpool. Liverpool already has a good player in the team that can have standard. It got to depend on only Coutinho.
So he tell all the qualities of the players, not the team. So he can refuse to stay on Liverpool and go to Barcelona, right? Okay, so we're gonna put on the first again ครับผมตบมือตีไม่ตบมือตี
Okay, everyone can decide to choose what we're gonna do, and unless we are contracted, we could not evaluate it because evaluation will lead to direction. In this case, Phillipe Coutinho is the important football player in the Liverpool football club. He started to play for Liverpool in the year 2013 and had played with the team for 5 years. Before he came to Liverpool, he was most famous and had reputation. And last, he became a first football player when we played with Liverpool. His playing style had identity. When he played with Liverpool, no one can play like him. Liverpool fans admire him that he is a little matches and love him so much because he made happy. He won many things and he was the hero. But the love from the fans is not enough to dissuade him from moving to the Barcelona. During the years 2016, Barcelona had traded him and wanted to play with Barcelona and offered him all money to Liverpool, but Liverpool rejected. Why? Liverpool said he is not for sale and we will lose him. Barcelona raised more money because they wanted to join team, but Liverpool also denied. But he refused to give more money because he wanted to keep him the safety of the team. But the Coutinho broke the transference for Liverpool fans because he wanted to play with the best team. He wanted to go to Barcelona. He forced Liverpool to give up on him and transfer him to Barcelona during the football season in the year 2018. Coutinho disappoints fan team who support him because he is very special to them. He used to say that he wanted to be the legend with the Liverpool team and he broke his own word. Do you think that he was right to destroy the fan and team expectation and didn't care them? Because he had a better chance and no care who watched him. We just stick to this point.
Oh, so she tells us that Liverpool team is not the Barcelona team is better than Liverpool. So the Coutinho refused that because he wants to be the famous. He want to be a legend. So he chose to refuse and go to the Barcelona. So next we're gonna second forถ่ายได้ไหมเคย
I think it's the human right that the player, whether they want to play for the team that they want. And it's most of every football player dream to win a championship. If every sport, every person, they want to win. They don't want to be with the team that sucks. And the team that sucks, they don't have the good facility or good team that support. They don't have anybody else support. And if you're talking about team loyalty, sometimes the team that you are signed or in contract with might trade you or sell you away because you are not playing well enough, or you do something that the team didn't like about, and you get traded or sell it away. So it asks your player to choose the team that they want to play. For example, the basketball player Derrick Rose that got traded, even he's loyal to the team, but his performance got worsened and he got traded, and he is here and his performance dropped. So what I'm trying to say is, in the end, it's just a business for most of the sport team. In this case, Liverpool get 11 million pounds from Inter Milan, but sell him for 142 million pounds. So in the end, Liverpool get more money.
Wow, he compared with the basketball sport that the player want to have well known in the social life. So next we're gonna put on the second against.
Okay, like he said, everyone have individual right to do anything they want. But for the football sport, it's maybe something different. If you say your club is sucks, the facility is not enough, or your teammates is bad, it doesn't mean that you have to change your club. Sometimes you have to change yourself together with the team. And also, if you really want to win the Champions League or championships, why don't you win with your current club, which is Liverpool, right? In that time, why you have to move to Barcelona? There is no point for do that. If you just want to win alone, so okay, you should not play football anymore because football played as a team, right? And also, I have to say, like, the first point that I can point out from this topic is, does Phillipe Coutinho like our sportsmanship? Like, I would say, from the source from somewhere, I forgot. The definition is behavior in sports that is fair and show respect to the other player. It's the definition of sportsmanship, right? So, does Phillipe Coutinho still have sportsmanship in this case? Even he's still going to transfer to Barcelona, but he's still in contact. Why he have to break the contact is like it's not come from the good his teammate or the facility, but it's just himself. He just want to win. That's it, right? And it means that he didn't show respect to the team, to the member, to the coach, to the other player, or even the game because he refused to play like the game that he has to, right? He's still in contact. Why he like just stop it? He just refused. Okay, no, I say no. I don't want to play because I don't want to. It's so bad, right? And also, having sportsmanship is always trying your best. Did he trying his best? He not even try. He just not do anything. So he like our sportsmanship. How can he be a sportsman? And the last thing that I want to conclude, if everyone have the right to do something like this, what would happen to the future of our beloved sports like football? And another thing that I have to say, how did Coutinho, like the fact that Coutinho, that how he can move to Barcelona. Firstly, the transfer request is handed. For the first case is not success because the Liverpool rejected the deals. And secondly, the suggesting on social media that himself is trying to leave is could be happen, but it's just about 50%. And if like those cases is not possible to be happen, like the sport players still have the tactical skills like we said before, like doing nothing, no training, no playing any more games. But so like let's see like the example of this, like Gareth Bale or Luka Modric, like famous football player, he all got blame and their fan clubs banned him for a long time. Thank you.
Oh, that's really hard. So he put point on the less faith on the team, on the fan, on the contact as is like the promise on the player between the player and the teams. So it's a hard point for team to discuss on this point. So next. Oh, four.
Is it human right for him to refuse for playing? Because everybody should have the human right for do anything that he like. Even if Coutinho is very bad person or not respect, but he has the right to go to another team because everybody when we need a baby we have the right to do it. Everybody want to be a champ, so we should choose the team that we might have probability to have the champ, not be the bad team, right? Not the low probability to be the champ. So I support him to refuse playing for Liverpool.
So this is on his self-benefit, that only you can get this benefit, not only just your team. Right? Okay. So the last, the fourth or third.
Okay, so for Coutinho, when he signed the contract in 2020 with Liverpool, he was paid 150,000 pounds a week, which is the highest the club I've ever paid to anyone. And then this just shows how much Liverpool want to retain Coutinho in the team. And when he signed the contract, he said, I quote, I signed this new contract to stay here for a few more years because it's a great honor for me. So at that time, Barcelona didn't give Liverpool a lot of money to buy Coutinho, so he wasn't that interested in it. But then when the sum of the money grew large, Coutinho then wanted to move. This just showed that he just wanted the money and the fame. And he refused to play. When he refused to play, then Liverpool only have two choices. The first one is to sell him, and then the second is to keep him. If Liverpool keep Coutinho until the end of the contract, he will be able to move to other club, and Liverpool will gain nothing from it. So it is a safer bet for Liverpool to just sell Coutinho when he is in the contract. If you talk about Coutinho wanting to become more famous and wanting to play with other teams, let me give you an example of one Liverpool legend, Steven Gerrard. He played more than 150 games for Liverpool, and he even won major titles for Liverpool. He started playing from 1998 until 2015. And he was other club wanted to buy Steven Gerrard from Liverpool, but he didn't move from Liverpool because he loved the team, not like Coutinho.
So he put a point on money maker. So it's interested. So the last for couple. Again.
Alright, so I think my team spoke enough about the terms of the contract and the facts behind the contract and the sportsmanship of Coutinho and his actions. What I want to speak about is some of the things that the other team mentioned. The first thing that they mentioned was that Coutinho mentioned that Barcelona was a dream team for him to play in. That's why he wanted to transfer over to Barcelona. Now, if you look at it, if every player wanted to transfer to their dream team and refused to play, what kind of a sport would we have? What kind of games would we be watching? If every all-star player in every football team refused to play just because they wanted to go to the championship winning team, that wouldn't be a sport you want to watch, right? And the championship wouldn't mean anything because the championship team is the best team. You know they're going to win. The next point is he wants to move to Barcelona because he wants to win a championship. I think I heard a mention that you want to be on a good team to be able to win a championship. And if you're on a team that, and I quote, sucks, you can't win a championship. Well, a few years ago, I think Leicester City won the championship, and none of us expected them to win. They were the underdogs, and I don't think they have quite the same facilities some of the top teams like Manchester United and Liverpool have. Yet they were still able to win the championship. So besides instead of striving to go to a team that's already a winning caliber team, why not a player like Coutinho keep intact his sportsmanship and his ethics and try to win at the team he is at. Liverpool is not, quote unquote, a team that sucks. It's just not the best team in the league. The next point was about Derrick Rose. I heard him mention that Derrick Rose was traded from Chicago Bulls to a different team. He went to the Cleveland Cavaliers and then he went to the Minnesota Timberwolves. He was loyal to Chicago Bulls because he was drafted by Chicago Bulls. And he wanted to remain in Chicago Bull, no doubt. But the reason why he needed to be traded was because of his injuries. And after his injuries, he did not return back to his form. And Chicago Bulls wanted a young talent, not an older veteran that was about to end his career. And ever since his trade, he's now playing very well at the Minnesota Timberwolves. He's not refusing to play or playing badly just so that he could be traded back to Chicago Bulls. He took what he was given and he makes the best of the opportunity, which clearly Phillipe Coutinho did not do. The last point I want to talk about is the fact that football clubs are just a business. It's what was mentioned by the other team. It's just a business. So they think that in the Coutinho trade, Liverpool stand to make about 100 million euros because they got him for 10 million euros and sold him for 140. Now, you're valuing the player at that time, back then when he was only worth 10 million euros, but right now, he's obviously worth much more. So you can't really say that the trade was a profitable trade for Liverpool. If he had been in Liverpool for a few more years, if they had won championships, Phillipe Coutinho's trade could have been much more of higher value, and Liverpool would have had much more to gain out of him being in Liverpool rather than him going to Barcelona. Looking at the business side of things again, if you have contracts and you have players violating contracts, how then would you be able to run businesses? How then would you have clubs survive? How would smaller clubs that have lesser budgets survive against the bigger teams? Think about the big picture. Would the league have to be reduced to just a few teams with a lot of money and then we end up watching a league with 5 teams playing against each other? I don't think that would be a sport any of us would want to watch. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you for discussing the